Everybody still wants to know the identity of the mysterious Smackdown hacker, and completely understandable as well. At Money in the Bank, a lot of people thought maybe we'll get the big reveal, or maybe at least the next truth will be revealed, and in fairness, all we did get was a different perspective, a new look for the hacker, as we saw a new promo of him looking around, watching everything that the WWE has probably ever produced. Now, before Money in the Bank, we did theorize that maybe his new target would be Jeff Hardy. There was a whole video up on the channel. Other YouTubers did the exact same, thinking Jeff would be the next target. There was rumors on wrestling dirt sheets that the hacker was going to target Jeff, and of course it never happened, at Money in the Bank at least. Well, don't forget, the hacker told us he gave the person a final warning. He wanted the truth to come out. Well, not long before Money in the Bank, Jeff Hardy actually did After the Bell podcast with Corey Graves, in which he was very honest in talking about his past, things that have gone wrong for him, talking about coming back to the WWE, battling his demons, all the stuff from DUIs to the pain in his body, everything that Jeff Hardy could have talked about, he spoke about. Maybe Jeff Hardy told the truth, and therefore at Money in the Bank, the hacker had nothing to expose Jeff Hardy for. Something to ponder as we consider who the hacker could be, or at least who he's associated with. Maybe Corey Graves. Now, from what I just mentioned, of course, Corey Graves, After the Bell podcast host, if that is true, it makes perfect sense. But maybe Corey Graves has got a whole bigger role in all of this. Of course, Corey, we all know him. He sits at ringside with Michael Cole on Smackdown. So 100% he's on the right brand, and he has a good history of this. Of course, he was the guy that Kurt Angle confided in. He helped unite Kurt Angle with his on-screen son, Jason Jordan. And remember how Kurt Angle was a general manager. He got those mysterious texts. Corey Graves was the man who basically found out it was Jason Jordan. Not only that, but then Enzo Amore. Enzo got attacked. No one could work out who it was. Everyone was being accused. And of course it was again Corey Graves who had the insider scoop. Corey Graves did what Kurt Angle, WWE officials, could not do, and got security footage proving Big Cass was not attacked, that he basically set the whole thing up, and that Cass was the attacker of Enzo. And that was Corey, not Michael Cole, not Vince McMahon, not Kurt Angle. How did Corey Graves get that security footage? Now, when you look at Corey Graves' show on the network, there's an old one, Straight to the Source, where he wanted to get into the minds of superstars and talk about what is going on. And would you just look at the image? Of course, in the background, you can see a ring of lights. This is years ago that this happened. And yet it's there. It's right there. You can Google this image. Just Google Corey Graves, Straight to the Source. And the light is there. Not only that, but today he does the After the Bell podcast, where again he's trying to get to the bottom of everything going on with WWE and WWE superstars. So why is it not plausible that Corey Graves could be associated with the hacker? Now, I don't think for 1 minute that Corey Graves is the Smackdown hacker. I don't think he's the only guy behind it. But it's certainly great timing for WWE. I mean, they've literally just been talking about Corey Graves wanting to return to the ring. It's all over the wrestling dirt sheets that he's been taking off the ring rust and he's been sort of retraining as a pro wrestler. Of course, he was a very successful independent wrestler. He went to NXT. He suffered some injuries and he had to step away. Well, he said that Edge's return inspired him and that he wanted to try get him back into the squared circle again. So, perfect timing. Maybe Corey Graves has been cleared. Now, I still think the hacker is Mustafa Ali. I think it just makes perfect sense. The Ring of Light, it is what we associate today with Mustafa. But at the end of the day, we've always theorized that the hacker will probably not be alone and it will probably be some kind of faction. And that was recently backed up by the hacker himself on Twitter with a series of tweets saying, "We will rise." Of course, we did do a separate video on this, but it fits in perfectly with this one as well. Of course, the bio. How many people does it take to change everything? The hacker wants to change everything, but how many people does it take? And of course, the coordinates on that day took us to "you need us." And of course, you need us being plural again. It just makes a lot of sense. Now, I really do like the idea that it could be CM Punk, but I really think that's an outside chance. I would never put money on it being Punk. I think WWE want it to sound like Punk because they want to grab people's attention, but I'm 99.9% sure it's not going to be Punk. But if you want a manager at least for the Hackers, why not Corey Graves? Why not the man that sits at ringside, that's the analyst, that knows everything about everyone? He knows everyone's movesets because he calls them in every single match. If you're going to get someone to help you, Corey would be perfect. And imagine the faction that could rise from this. We've already heard what we assume to be voices of Xavier Woods, Mustafa Ali and Chad Gable on audio recordings. So we assume that they're going to be behind the hacker role in some way. There is the rumour of a mysterious female joining the Hackers. We'll have to wait and see who that could be. But of course, why not a manager? Or even if Corey can return to the ring, a wrestler in Corey Graves. I don't know, for me it just makes a lot of sense, but I'll be interested to know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, follow me on Twitter as well at CWrestlingUK. I will as always see you next time. Peace!